Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and I wanted to provide a quick opinions video in regards to the Omega by Swatch, the MoonSwatch, also referred to as the Bioceramic MoonSwatch collection. So what is Omega by Swatch? Why is it cool? Why is it potentially not cool? These are my honest opinions here at Timepieces for Tomorrow. Like this video and all my videos, I don't sugarcoat anything. I just share my honest opinions. And I encourage your feedback below because I'm not a dictator. You know, what I say is my opinion, but I want to hear y'all's opinions. And share this video, subscribe, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another Timepieces for Tomorrow video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in here. So these are slated to release on March the 26th. So not far away. And they've got a variety of different styles. So they've got the Mission to the Sun, which is kind of a yellow color SpeedMaster. It's cool. It says SpeedMaster on the dial, and it says MoonSwatch SpeedMaster and Omega by Swatch. So that's pretty cool. And what you may not realize is that Omega, the iconic wristwatch brand, they're part of the Swatch group. So it's kind of cool. They did a collaboration with Swatch. And we're going to talk more in depth within this video, but let's talk about the references that they're bringing to the table first. So they got the Mission to the Sun, which is kind of yellow. They've got the Mission to Mercury, which looks really cool. It's kind of a dark, like a dark gray type color. I think that looks really nice. They got the Mission to Venus. It's a pink color. They've got the Mission to Earth, which is kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a blue color. They've got the Mission to the Moon, which is, you know, to see it on one's wrist, looks very similar, except for the branding, looks very similar to the famous and the iconic Omega Man on the Moon wristwatch. So that's really neat. The Mission to Mars, it's kind of got some red, it kind of looks like a lunar landing type hands for the top two subdials, and that's really really interesting. And it's got a red and white color to it. I think that's the Mission to Mars is going to be a very popular reference. I can assume. The Mission to Jupiter, kind of a bronzy gold type color, looks really neat. The hands with that orangish color. If you've never seen orange hands in Omega, check out my other video where I talk about the Omega SpeedMaster Mark II, actually one that almost picked up in Phillipsburg, St. Martin. Those orange hands look really cool. You can't appreciate the orange hands until you put it on your wrist and see those orange hands in action. They're really, really cool in an Omega timepiece. Then you've got the Mission to Saturn. Now this is unique because it's got at the 6 o'clock subdial, it's got the Saturn rings. So that gives it a really cool color. It's kind of a brownish, beigeish type color. Looks really nice. I think that's going to be a very popular reference. The Mission to Uranus. The Mission to Uranus is a pale blue tribute to Greek god of the sky, it says. And it's blue with white. So, you know, this is something I think it's going to be popular right now if you're looking at other brands such as, you know, Rolex, with the Oyster Perpetual Tiffany dial, they call it. That bluish color is a very popular color. So I see the Mission to Uranus as being a popular option here. The Mission to Jupiter, kind of a different color blue than the previous reference that we were talking about. Looks really nice, blue and white. And then you got the Mission to Pluto, which is a burgundy, which looks really nice. And then kind of a it looks like probably a burgundy accents with a beige type dial or cream colored dial. Looks really nice. So that's all of the Omega by Swatch. And as far as materials, obviously they're not meant to be, and they're not high-end wristwatches. These are made out, but it's made out of really cool material. It's called a bioceramic material. So it's kind of a plasticky ceramic, and it sounds really neat as far as as far as movement's concerned. It is a quartz movement, which means that it uses a battery. These are not, at least these initial references are not automatic, wristwatches. But they're really cool. They all come on a very cool Velcro strap that on one side at the 6 o'clock position says Swatch, and at the 12 o'clock position says Swatch, and at the 6 o'clock position has the Omega logo. So it's really cool to see a collaboration between these two iconic brands. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Omega is part of the Swatch group. So these two companies being part of the Swatch group, it made sense that they were able to do this collaboration. Now, what are my initial opinions in regards to the Omega and Swatch collaboration? Well, I think it's a really cool idea. To my knowledge, there's nothing like this that's been done before within the wristwatch realm, I should say. And it's, congratulations to the marketer or marketers that thought of this awesome idea, because I think it's not only an outstanding idea, but even for seasoned wristwatch enthusiasts like myself, this is something I'm excited about. And I could never say that I've been excited about something that's not an automatic or mechanical, or I guess I should just say mechanical wristwatch. Whether it be manually wind or automatic. But to be excited about something like this, and I'm among many. You look at super collectors like Archibald, Chesterfield III, Bear Clooney, Tim Wright. You look at those super collectors, and they're excited about this, and that's unusual. So, to have that level of excitement and that level of prestige associated with your product launch, that is outstanding. So, this is going to be cool. The cool thing about it is, and I'm going to get into the thing I'm a little bit disappointed about. The cool thing is that these are at a very accessible price point. I mean, these are not meant to be priced at a high dollar level. I mean, these are meant to be cool. It's a collaboration between Swatch and Omega. Obviously, if you want the Omega manual wind Speedmaster, or you want the Omega automatic Speedmaster, you're going to go to an Omega boutique or an Omega authorized dealer and purchase that timepiece. What this is for is someone that A, is addicted to the wristwatch collecting hobby, or B, someone that wants to buy a wristwatch that has the DNA, has the visual appearance from afar of the actual, the big kahuna, the Omega. And it's kind of it's an interesting concept. And for someone like myself and for someone else within the wristwatch community, this is something that you could easily rotate with other wristwatches and still enjoy wearing it. I mean, having a Velcro strap, something that possesses, this wouldn't be something I would swim with. I think it's got stated water resistance of, let's see, it said that somewhere here. Let's see if it tells the water resistance rating. It just says water resistant on the case back. 3-bar water resistance. So probably not something you want to swim with. If you wash your hands with it, so be it. And these are, let's see, I think these are 40, yeah, they're 42 millimeter. So a good size. Just as a point of reference, I'm wearing a 42.7 millimeter wristwatch right now. So, the 7.5-inch wrist, 42 millimeters is an acceptable wrist presence without seeming too large, in my opinion, for most wrists. If you've got a very small wrist, it may seem large, but that may be what you're looking for. But just the design, the collaboration aspect of this, the multiple references that are available. I wish they would offer a box that you could order online that contained all the references, because I know there's a lot of collectors that would be interested in that. The disappointing part, at least now, and again, these are slated to release on the 26th of March 26th of 2022. On their website, on the Swatch website, just head on over to swatch.com and you can see all of these I'm talking about there. But on the Swatch website, it says only available in selected Swatch stores as of 26th of March. So I'm hoping that's not a permanent thing. I'm hoping that Swatch offers these available for purchase online, even if there's a waiting list. At least if they would offer them for purchase online, because Swatch, there's not an abundance of Swatch retail stores. So it's going to be a select group of people that are going to be able to get their hands on these through the brick and mortar Swatch retail stores. So for that reason, Swatch definitely needs to bring these to market online. There's no reason they wouldn't sell them online. My assumption, and my optimistic assumption, is that they're doing this as a marketing play because they can build foot traffic in their in their brick and mortar stores. And hopefully after they do that, hopefully they will start to sell these online, because Swatch.com sells other Swatch watches. Why can't they sell these on their website as well? So, I'm very excited about getting my hands on one of these. And speaking of that, if you are with the Omega or the Swatch marketing team, please reach out to me, because I'd love to get my hands on at least one of these references for review here on Timepieces for Tomorrow. I'd like to have it in my hands. You can't appreciate a wristwatch until you've got it on your wrist and you've held it in your hands, and you can feel the quality and feel the. In this case, it wouldn't necessarily be the quality. I'm sure these are great quality, but it would be the unique nature of a bioceramic, just enjoyable wristwatch. It's not intended to be an automatic or manually wound piece. It's just a quartz wristwatch. It's made out of a bioceramic material. Very, very cool. But the attention to detail on the dials and the bezel, it's all very well done, at least from what I see in the photos. So this was unexpected. This is very, very interesting. I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but based upon what I see on the Swatch.com website, I don't think these are going to be available in the Omega boutiques or the Omega authorized dealers. At least from what I see on the website, that doesn't appear to be the case. So, this is, it's exciting, but it's frustrating at the same time, because I know on March 26th, I'm not going to be anywhere close to a Swatch brick and mortar store. So the ability for me to get my hands on one of these on March the 26th, it's impossible. So I'm disappointed, but I am excited, because I do remain cautiously optimistic that hopefully, maybe even the day after that, hopefully they'll start selling them on their website. Because as soon as they do, and hopefully they will, as soon as they do, there's going to be people ordering like crazy. And again, if you're part of the Swatch or Omega marketing team and you've got some review units you could ship my way, that would be awesome. Because here at Timepieces for Tomorrow, I'm always looking for interesting wristwatches to review. It doesn't have to be at a high price point. This is a prime example of something that is very accessible from a price perspective, but it's also very interesting. It's not something that only interests me, but it's something that I'm certain will be of interest to my viewers as well. So, really good job, Swatch, and I should say Omega too, because this is a great example of an awesome collaboration, and a great example of something that people are going to be picking up. And even if they want to pick something up and gift it to someone just to get them interested in wristwatches, this is at a price point where you could do that. And it's once you see the design elements and all of that, then a lot of people are like, maybe I should check out the Omega, check out the actual stainless steel reference. I mean, that's where this kind of leads. So it's brilliant from that perspective also. But again, for people that are already wristwatch collectors, this is still cool because it's so different. There's been nothing like this, at least to my knowledge, that's ever been released. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of inexpensive wristwatches, but I'm not aware of any collaboration like this where you got an actual brand collaboration, Swatch and Omega. But again, Swatch Group owns Omega. So, it's they can do that. without having to go through a bunch of red tape. Now, I doubt you're ever going to see a Swatch Rolex or a Swatch Breitling or a Swatch Patek Philippe or a Swatch Audemars Piguet or anything like that. That's probably not going to happen because those brands are not underneath the Swatch Group umbrella. But might you see collaborations like this if this goes over well? I mean, arguably, the Omega SpeedMaster, especially the Man on the Moon reference with the Hesselite crystal, is arguably the most iconic Omega watch. You know, that and then also the Omega SeaMaster, you know, the original 300M. Those are the two, in my opinion, the two most iconic and timeless Omega wristwatches. So it begs the question, when this goes over well, will they have an Omega by Swatch for, say, the SeaMaster? You know, maybe they'll do it with, I wouldn't think they would do it with a lot of different references, but it definitely made sense, at least for this first collaboration, to use the SpeedMaster because it is such an iconic timepiece. You know, the Omega SpeedMaster Man on the Moon was the first watch worn on the moon. You know, the astronauts were wearing an Omega SpeedMaster with Hesselite crystal. So, you know, this is just really cool. And it's also cool for people that may be interested in astronomy. You know, you've got all the different planets represented here across this collection, the Omega by Swatch collection. So I think it's really cool. And I want to hear y'all's thoughts below. Comment below, tell me what you think. And again, if you're with a Swatch or Omega and you can ship me at least one or two of these to review here on Timepieces for Tomorrow, that would be outstanding. And I know I would enjoy it. I know my viewers would enjoy it. And hopefully it would even provide more exposure for what appears to be a very awesome collaborative wristwatch creation. So with that being said, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to ring that bell icon, and that'll notify you whenever I post another video. Check out all of my Timepieces for Tomorrow videos. You know, check out my Timepieces for Tomorrow video playlist, or just, you know, going over to timepiecesfortomorrow.com. And I really appreciate it. Y'all be safe. Have a good day. Thanks again for watching this video, and want to remind everyone, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell icon when you do, to be notified whenever I post another video. And if you've got a wristwatch or a wristwatch collection that you'd like for me to try to review within an upcoming video, send me an email, review@timepiecesfortomorrow.com. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.